Canadian Foreign Minister finally spoke against migrants of Mexico because all attacks of Canadian immigration system were international students, and they were thinking that all their problems like housing crisis, economic crisis, job crisis, tax crisis are only due to international students. In these days, so pressure on international students by immigration minister, by IRCC, and by all Canadian authorities. But now, currently, Foreign Minister of Canada gave a surprising statement, and this statement really pricked a lot of people who are in Canada. He told one agreement was signed between Mexico and Canadian Prime Minister on 2016. According to this agreement, Mexico nationals are easily able to move to Canada. When they moved to Canada, they did not go back and they applied asylum. Due to this application of asylum, some Mexico nationals were successful and now they are Canadian nationals. He also told that not only Mexico nationals were applying asylum, they were going to United States as well through the US-Canada border. You must know there are two ways by which Mexico nationals can enter United States. One is the direct contact between the Mexico and the United States. This is the same border in which Donald Trump is talking a lot that I will make a wall and I will not allow Mexico to enter into US. United States was not happy in 2016 by this visa-free decision for Mexico nationals. There were little a bit tension between Canada and US. US knew that these people, when they will enter Canada, US became the soft target because the border between Canada and US is not much rigid. The migrants of Canada can easily move to US. Similarly, US migrants can easily move to the Canada. This is normal routine work. The US visa holder tried to search job in Canada and Canadian visa holders try to search job in the United States. But some Canadians who are living Canada these days, as you are listening from the news, due to the high economic crisis, housing crisis, the tax cuts, and grocery very expensive. These Canadian nationals are moving from the Canada to US, so therefore border is not checking them, and they can easily move and they can easily settle in United States. This favor goes to Mexico national as well because Mexico nationals through the border it's very difficult to enter into United States, so they were going to enter Canada first and then US, and they were using the border. Currently, there is no reaction of United States in this statement of the foreign minister, but US is waiting why Canada is allowing Mexico national under this agreement. I personally feel US will be very happy if this agreement is being reversed, which is looking by statement of the foreign minister of Canada. He is thinking that this treatment is not good for Canada and the US because we are irritant from the Mexico migrants. He told we both countries are suffering from the migrants, but now Mexico migrants are also becoming so much in numbers in United States and Canada. Looking into asylum seeker application, he told enough numbers of Mexico national applications are found still in Canada, and we are going to stop these people to enter into Canada. And he also told US will be another beneficiary because US definitely suffering when Mexico nationals arrived in Canada and they used border between US and Canada and they entered United States. This angle of conversation of the foreign minister of the Canada looking very nice because in last 3-4 days all attacks were skilled workers and the students. Remember, students applied the case in embassies and they got visas and they entered Canada. Similarly, skilled workers, they used all their skills into the documents, they translated all their skills into documents and they applied for different subclasses by point system, and Canadian IRCC in detailed analyze those applications. Even some employer give offer letter to these overseas skilled worker, then they are able to get Canadian entry and they are able to get work in Canada. But Mexico nationals did not apply visa and they were entering directly into the Canada. Most hopefully in the coming days there may be some significant decision regarding the Mexico nationals. I was thinking that Canadian government only attacking on one community or international students and skilled worker of Asia is not good, because now currently Canadian foreign minister itself told there are some other countries also which are increasing the number of the migrants. I think Canadian government, IRCC, immigration minister, foreign minister, prime minister, and even opposition leader, they are talking right, because number of the migrants mean you will use your resources to support migrants and you will not be able to help the Canadian citizen. For all countries, number one preferable individuals are Canadian citizens. You have to provide them health facility, you have to provide them housing, you have to provide them education, you have to give them all type of facilities. But you as Canadian citizens are straightforward claiming that we are not getting benefit because we are not happy. Our expenses are very high and we are not going to be compensated by Canadian government. Facilities in the Canada are not up to the mark according to Canadian citizens. Now most of the Canadians thinking are they had already left Canada, and most of them are going to US, where taxes are little less than Canada and job opportunities are little more than Canada. Now Mexico nationals are being their fate being decided in the coming days. It never means Mexico nationals are not useful migrants. Some are very useful migrants, but there must be check on all countries migrants. You cannot say one person who is coming by visa by applying through embassy and he is not good migrant, and one country he might be more developed like Mexico but he is coming without visa, he is a good migrant. There must not be a distinction between the good migrant and the bad migrant. I think good migrant for Canada is only one who is useful, who is working in their companies, who are using professional skills to increase the economic growth of the Canada, to increase the GDP growth of the Canada. He is not burden on Canada. I think he is a good migrant. If you will distinguish between the countries, this man is coming from the poor country, this man is coming from the rich country. If you will differentiate, definitely human never mean that he is coming to poor country, he may not have skills. Skills are little bit different. In my research, in my analysis, the people from Asia are poorly developing countries from Africa. They are more successful professional people in Australia, Canada, US and the UK. If you will analyze, these people are more hardworking because they always think to grow financially, professionally, because their previous status is little chronic. Thank you very much. For further updates, keep watching my channel.